Man, how you doing? How you feeling?
I've been great, man. I've been blessed. What's up?
That's good. That's good.
Just to get started, how you doing? How you feeling? I actually that at the beginning, but now we're getting back into the actual ground of things. So how you feeling today?
I'm feeling healthy and well, man. Yourself?
Same man, that's good. I'm feeling good. So just to get started, I want to just start off with where you're from exactly for a lot of people that may not know.
I'm originally from Fort Worth, Texas.
Okay, Fort Worth. So born and raised.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So do you like it out there?
Well, a lot of good memories, man. I live in Arlington now, so close by, but
Okay.
I do like Fort Worth, man. I'm actually probably gonna move back to Fort Worth probably by the end of the year. So yeah, I like Cowtown. I can hear you.
Arlington.
There we go. I can hear you now. There we go.
Okay. So what caused you to move to Arlington?
After I finished grad school, I moved back to my parents for like 4 or 5 months to get on my feet and stuff and get a job. And then Arlington just a good point because I'm about 30 minutes from Dallas, 15 from Fort Worth, and then it's a good medium point for me because I like to move around and if it's business or if it's with friends or things like that.
Gotcha. So
Mhm.
grad school, when did you go to grad school?
I went to grad school from 2013 to 2016 at
Okay. Where exactly?
Stephen F. Austin State University.
Okay. So tell me a little bit about that university because I actually had a few friends that went there. How was the campus like? Was you well? It was grad school, so you maybe not was on campus or
Well, no, I was young. I came in at 22, so I still was definitely living my life. Still definitely, I was hanging with the undergrads. It's only 2 years, a couple years older than them. So it was a live, very diverse experience. Man, I had a great time. I'm supposed to be there 2 years, but had too much fun one semester, so it kind of put me back.
gotcha,
But
gotcha.
yeah, so yeah, it may not be like it is used. But back in the day, man, when I was going there, it definitely lived up to the hype. Like it was a real life party school.
Yeah, I was gonna say a lot of people still say that now. It's like it's a party school. You have a lot of fun out there.
Hmm. Hmm.
So your business ventures. Let's get into that because I know you do have two books out currently. So
Hmm.
we are going to get into the books, but before we get into your books, what other business ventures have you done so far? Have you ventured out to?
The speaking, of course, kind of how we met. Um, Coaching, I created a coaching program last year, but I turned most of those coaching programs to courses. So I still do the
Okay,
coaching, but I've created two courses. One is a writing course, kind of how to start and finish your first book. Kind of describes everything on how to identify what you should write about, how long it should be, how long it's going to take. And then I also created a course called Self-Publish for Cheap, where I help people identify how they can self-publish their first book anywhere between $500 and $1,000. So they don't have to spend $3,000 to a company, or they won't be all freaked out. It's a whole process on how to do that. And then also I do coaching. I help people how to identify their actual purpose and actual, you know, movement and what their mission, so they can kind of be more attractive to TEDx hosts. Matter of fact, one of my clients just got his first TEDx talk. He's a doctor. He's a doctor of psychology, African American male, mid 30s, and he's going to be speaking at the TEDx talk in Richardson, Texas, which is right outside Dallas, Texas, in April. Actually, in 2 weeks. In 2 weeks, he's going to be doing it virtual. So
oh wow, that's great actually.
yeah, yeah. So I'm
Um,
excited. But those are
yeah,
pretty much now. I dip and dab in real estate. I'm kind of still more learning, but I'm not really in it just yet. Just more learning. But those are the ventures that I'm doing right now.
okay. So with the real estate, what's going on with that? You say you kind of
Just,
with it.
just learning, just learning, just learning.
Okay, okay,
Yeah, I still do therapy. I do a lot of therapy for teenage males, in person and virtual. So a lot of my time goes to that as well. Trying to help them, not go back to mental hospital or jail, juvenile. So like I deal with the most intense kind of kids in the area.
okay. That's cool. Then that's what's up. So you mentioned that you do have courses. So can you tell us where can we find those courses at?
The simplest way is to go to bryanhumphrey.org, BRYNHUMPHREY.org, and go to the courses tab. And then it'll have the links right to my actual courses.
Okay, got you. And you mentioned that you mentioned the TEDx talk, and you said that you have someone that's speaking there, and also I see that you spoke there. So can you talk about how that actually came about?
Man, yeah, I did it 2 years ago at Southwestern Adventist University in King, right outside Fort Worth, Texas. Now I was applying for a while for who knows, maybe a year or two of different ones, and this one, um, I couldn't find the host email. The host was a student, and I ended up finding her on Instagram. And then I ended up messaging her, and I was like, "Hey, I'm gonna go to the event. I just wanted to go support because like I said the event was coming up soon, so I thought they probably was out of speakers. Like, they probably had their speakers already." And she's like, "Well, we kind of have one spot left." She said, "Would you be interested in trying to see if you can get it?" And I was like, "Say less," you know what I'm saying? So I sent all my information through email, not the actual application thing, because they was like, it was a last minute thing. They needed one more person, and I think they needed one more person that was younger because everybody else was older than me. At the time, I'm 30 now. At the time, I was 28, and everybody was like 40s and 50s. So somebody that could relate to the college students. So I got it, and then I did the TEDx in March 2019. So that's kind of the process with me. From act like I said, shooting a shot. I actually shot my shot to a DM. Not people get married to DMs and stuff. Like that TEDx
Exactly.
really from a real. They wouldn't know, something that was. It was a real DM, and it led to me. And that TEDx talk led to me to other things. To more credibility. More people, more audiences. So yeah.
That's good. That's actually great. And
hmm
how you mentioned the DM, because a lot of people they do think that they can do business via DM, but I feel like they might not know how to approach people in the right way. So
I
can you
think
talk about how you oh yeah, continue?
Yeah, I just think when it comes to the approach, it's kind of knowing what to say to get people to say kind of what you're trying to get them to say. Like the information. Like I was like, hey, I see I have a TED talk on this date, whatever. That's so exciting. Hope, and I would love to see what y'all, what it's going to be about. She kind of stated everything. And just in general, even with other businesses, like like a lot of my influencers, a lot of fitness, I get a lot of fitness influencers, especially fitness women, because that's what I'm attracted to the most, fitness women. I get them to, I always like to give them, they have a certain amount of following. I'll say, hey, are you like to self-help books? So I send them a couple copies of my books, and then they're posting their story, or they're like, oh my God, the book is so awesome. And it's about confidence too, guys. So confidence, me being confident, knowing that, hey, I think you're going to read this joint and you're going to like this joint and you're going to post this on your own. So I always tell people when you approach, you don't want to approach with like a domineering approach, but you want to approach like, hey, what I'm saying? This is what I have, and you can, I'd love for you to check it out. Those things, I think you'll definitely love it, especially if you're into this. So you want to always start off kind of with a question instead of starting off with a suggestion. Like I'll say, hey, like what happens is, Trey, a lot of people find my content, my quotes that they go crazy. They might get like 200 shares, story shares, 300 story shares, and things like that. Especially on Facebook, I've had like 4 viral posts on Facebook. What happens is a lot of influencers or a lot of people with verified accounts, they end up liking it. And they end up sharing in their story because just my quotes just like that. That's my
The
trademark.
domino effect, yeah.
And it goes everywhere. Like I had one thing on Facebook with 90,000, I think 85,000 shares. So that's been 1 year, 85,000. So that's just ridiculous, crazy.
Yeah,
And I'm
that's
like,
crazy.
but the thing is on Facebook, on Instagram, how it happens is, so I try to like say there's a thing I go about it when it comes to bait, right? So if my quote's to bait, somebody share my stuff, somebody else share my stuff, they see my stuff. Okay, cool. So if you willing to share me in your story, that means you like what I have. At least one of the comments, right? One of the quotes. Okay, I see that. Hey, thanks so much for liking. Thanks so much for sharing or liking one of my recent quotes or posts. Are you interested in self-help books by chance? Right? If somebody was really saying, hey, are you interested in learning real estate? You would always with a question. You know what I'm saying? Hey, are you interested in event planning? Hey, are you interested in fashion and modeling? Right? And then if they're interested, right, which most people are if they like your stuff, but you want to confirm the interest. And then, hey, yeah, I am interested in self-help books. Cool. I have 2 self-help books that I've written. I'd love for you to check them out. It'll be free for you. You know what I'm saying? And I said, okay, cool. This is my address. Mail out, boom. And then usually I never ask people to share it in their store. They do it on their own. They gonna do it anyway because you're confident enough. So I think one of the biggest things, Trey, is to always ask if they're interested in what you have to offer. Because the thing is, if you're trying to go with a straight shot, long 4 or 5 paragraphs, they're like, oh my God, people ain't finna read that. People got like, no, on LinkedIn, people do the long 3. This is what I'll do. All this, like, I'm not gonna read a whole 3 paragraphs. Let's say, ask them, hey, Mr. Brown, would you be interested? Are you interested in? Do you like doing podcast interviews? Are you interested in podcast interviews? Oh yeah, sure, no doubt. Boom. This is what I do. This information. Keep it short and sweet. And I always say, man, keep things 3 or 4 sentences max, man. Don't be having no long see my language. Don't have no long 6, 7 page, 6, 7 sentence or 12 sentence paragraph, whatever story about what you're trying to provide. Like, no. Keep it short and sweet. People ain't got time to read all that. And then so you keep people interested by giving a little bit at a time. A little bit at a time, a little bit at a time. Then they're like, okay, I like what you're doing. I'm gonna support you, and then go from there.
That's some good advice too. Got you.